Hello, everyone. This is Divya Gupta Kotawala, and welcome to our podcast, Dear Diary by Ashvika Foundation. And this is my series, From the Heart. The best doctors give their hearts before their prescriptions. And today we have just that doctor with us. Let's welcome Sonia Lal Gupta, a US certified senior neurologist specializing in headaches and strokes. Sonia wears multiple hats as the Joint Managing Director of Metro Hospitals, a chain of 10 hospitals with more than 2,000 beds that was started way back in 1997 by her father, Padma Vibhushan Purushottam Lal Gupta, whereas she is also the Joint Managing Director at the Senior Citizen Assisted Home in Gurgaon by the name Aurum, where they're giving the senior citizens of India a new meaning to life by assisting them for chronic diseases and other medical care. Beyond healthcare, Sonia can also be remembered as the famous series of NDTV Doctor on Call, where she, along with her husband, Dr. Sameer, a famous cardiologist, recorded more than 200 episodes to help patients all over. On her personal life, Sonia is happily married for 15 years with a 4-year-old son, Shivan. She's been awarded by various awards, to name a few, Times 40 Under 40, and very recently awarded as the ET Best Neurologist by the Healthcare Program. So, hello everyone. Today we have Sonia Lal Gupta with us. So, let's ask her about her journey as a successful doctor. Hi, Sonia.
Hi Divya, thank you for having me.
So nice to have you here for our Dear Diary. And it's been a pleasure to have somebody like you because not only you are a multitasking woman, but a great doctor, but a really, really helpful human being. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to our podcast today.
Thank you so much.
So let's just, because I know doctors are so busy.
Right.
So let's straight away dive into our questions. So tell our listeners about your journey. What made you take up this profession years back? And is there anything that you want to still change thinking about it?
So this is a little bit of a funny topic when we talk about how did I become a doctor. But my dad's an interventional cardiologist,
Okay.
Dr. Purushottam Lal, and a very well-known one. But because I come from a family of doctors, I am still from that generation where it was thou shall be a doctor before thou was even in this world. So, so I think
Okay, right.
it was already pre-planned that हमारा बच्चा will be, my child is going to be a doctor.
It was very clear.
It was very clear. So I
Okay.
honestly did not even know about any other profession. Although my mom's a finance person, has run an MBA and everything, but it was always clear.
Okay.
Medicine is the path.
Acha.
And but to be honest, I love what I do. I think I wouldn't change it.
Right.
Still going back, and if somebody says, is there anything else you would have done? No, I would still do medicine. I think that's my calling. But yes, it wasn't a choice.
Okay.
I've gone into it knowing that this is what I have
This is
to do
what,
in my
yeah,
life.
yeah. So, as you said, being a doctor, there is a pool of specialities to choose from.
You're right.
So, you're a neurologist.
Yeah.
And I remember my first reaction when I met you and when you said you're a neurologist, I was like, wow. Because, for me, meeting a general physician or a gastroenterologist or other professions come very naturally, like meeting an ENT.
Right.
But somebody who specializes in headaches, in strokes, reading the most complicated part of your body, brain, why you chose neurology out of all of them?
I think you just gave the answer, right? The most complicated part, right, of the body.
Okay.
I think the brain is still such a mystery.
Yes.
A lot of people still don't understand it.
Yeah.
And the beauties, other specialities still don't know much about it. They don't know how to treat it.
Right.
So when it comes to a neurologist, it's yours and you understand the brain. You're looking at it, you're treating people. But there's so much of research going on and there's still so much more we can do.
Okay.
So it's wonderful being in a field where this is what runs personalities, this is what's running a lot of diseases, but at the same time, time, there's a lot more that we
A
can
lot
do
more.
for it.
Okay, so
So
basically,
that's
the
reason.
challenge
The
of
challenge of being
yeah.
in a field which I think not many understand is the beauty of being in it.
is the beauty.
Yeah.
And they say our body is governed by our heart and our mind. So this
Mm.
comes to my next question that after taking care of the mind, you very nicely married a super successful cardiologist.
Right, I know.
So life marrying a doctor. So tell me something about this and your husband Sameer.
No. So I always used to joke to my dad that because he's a cardiologist, that I'm not going to do cardiology.
Okay.
But maybe I'll marry one. And
Wow.
And who
You-
knows?
so you
and how
manifested.
how we manifest, right? So I ended up marrying that to an interventional cardiologist.
Okay.
So I think again, if I put it in a simple way, marrying a doctor, they understand you.
Absolutely.
Pros, cons, they understand you.
Okay. That's
So,
best.
right. That's the best. So I think when two doctors marry each other, we understand what your life is like. But at the
Totally.
same time, we have no sympathy for what your life is like.
Acha.
Right? The other side is your understanding. But
Huh.
then for you, it's not like you know that you have to take out time.
Absolutely.
And so I think it works kind of both ways.
Yeah.
That you're sympathetic, but you're not.
But you're not.
But you're not. It
This
kind
is so
of works.
beautifully
Yeah.
said that you understand
Right.
and of course.
Yeah, but you understand.
understand,
Yeah,
yeah.
right? So it works both ways.
Yeah,
right.
so for you to expect that I've come back from a long day,
Yeah, yeah.
I had the craziest surgery
Yeah,
ever,
yeah.
but you'll get that straight face, okay?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
big
yeah.
deal.
Exactly,
I did the same.
Exactly,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, exactly. So it
Yeah.
comes down to, so we all are doing it. What's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
Right? And
Yeah.
I think it works both ways.
It works,
Yeah,
absolutely.
right? So
There are no explanations that are needed.
No,
He
no.
understands.
He understands. He
I
knows.
think
and
the
we
word
both-
understand
Yeah, that's
says
why
it
the
all.
word understand is what it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Sonia, you wear multiple hats, multiple. You are a daughter, a mother, a wife, a doctor, and you play so many other roles also. So, out of all these roles, which is your most favorite one and why?
So I think it comes down to professional and personal. I'll have to break it down.
Yes, first personal, I
right?
want.
I think that's a given, right? I think for every woman who's a mom, it is being a mom. I think it's one of the most beautiful journeys.
Yeah.
I did have my son late in life,
Yes.
but it's amazing how your brain just completely turns around.
Yeah.
And how you just become a mom and how naturally that
Naturally.
flows. Of course,
Yes.
it comes with its daily challenges. But that's the beauty of it. And I think when your child hugs you, I think that unconditional love that you get at this young age, it's amazing, right? So I
Absolutely.
think being a mother, it's so rewarding at
Absolutely,
times. So I think that for me
absolutely.
definitely is the closest to my heart.
But for a doctor, do you ever experience that mom guilt because your son is too young right now
Yeah.
and you're super busy in your
Right.
profession? So
Yeah.
does that mother guilt troubles you?
Oh, absolutely. I think I live day in and day out in mother's guilt. I think
Okay.
there's not a single moment where I don't have. And, apart from being in medicine, because I'm doing a lot of management when it comes to our education vertical, our healthcare vertical, and everything else, our senior living, it's just, there's so much to do.
So much.
But at the same time, I think what I've realized over time is kids understand
Okay.
and they will value the fact that they know that their mom is working, but they value the time they get with their mother and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Absolutely.
So a lot of times I know moms who might be at home who may not still be spending as much time with their kids.
Exactly.
So I think when the busier you are, the more you take out time
Yeah.
to actually, spend time with your loved ones.
Totally.
And which is more quality time.
Quality. So I think for
Yeah.
you, it's more than the quantity, it's the quality that you're
Absolutely,
giving to
right?
him.
Absolutely.
Which matters
Which
ultimately.
matters. Ultimately, I think it comes down to that.
Absolutely. So, as you just mentioned, that you're super multitasking, like with your hospitals, chain of hospitals, with the pharmacy, with the medical college, and with so much. Like,
Right.
you've been handling a lot of roles,
Right.
wearing too many hats
Yeah, yeah.
together. So, how do you manage that? Is it, I'm sure it's not fun,
Right.
but it's very fulfilling.
No,
But what are the
absolutely.
challenges?
No, so I think when you're handling multiple things and like now we have a university coming up, we're already running
Wow.
a nursing, pharmacy and paramedical college. That completely I handle. And then of course the neurology practice and then of course a lot of operations part I handle in the hospital, IT and everything. The main thing is you have to basically be organized. If you're not organized and your day is going to go haywire.
Absolutely.
So you kind of have to have a lot of structure in your day where you literally, when people say, when you read all these help books, or I'm sure, our viewers are going to be thinking about it.
Yeah.
A lot of times you wonder how to balance your day. It comes down to actually being structured, organized, having your lists. There's no harm in writing what you have to do, having your to-dos, and then just having your follow-ups in place. I think that's the only way. And believe me, still there will be days you're very overwhelmed, you are stressed out, and you're figuring it out.
True.
But it's okay. I think it's okay to not be okay.
Hmm.
And I think people have to understand that.
Understand.
A lot of times we look at people from outside, we'll say, oh my God, they have the perfect life, or they're so busy, and look how beautifully they're managing it. But maybe internally they're balancing a lot of things out
yeah.
and kind of still trying to work through it, or
Absolutely.
not taking certain opportunities because they know they have certain responsibilities they still have to do.
True.
So it's
You know,
a
as
balance.
it's so nicely said, that
Yeah.
each one of us is fighting our own battle.
Absolutely.
But which battle is more important is what you need to choose.
Absolutely.
Not every battle needs a reaction. So I'm
Absolutely.
sure, you know, this is with such a demanding job.
Right.
Every day comes with new challenges, and I'm sure you're taking care of them very nicely. So Sonia, there is a little baby that you are nurturing every day, and which is your senior assisted living in Gurgaon by the name Aurum. So what made you start it? What's the whole thought behind this?
So, Aurum Senior and Assisted Living started around 4.5 years ago, and this was actually the vision of my father-in-law, Dr.
Okay.
Umesh Gupta. He had always wanted to set up such a center, and Dr. Sameer Gupta, my husband. So we kind of got around
Okay.
understanding. So this wasn't something that was just built that let's start it one day. A lot of homework went into it.
Absolutely.
A lot of visits to a lot of centers internationally to understand what do the elderly need, because we have to understand it's not easy for someone to leave their home,
Not at
to
all.
leave their comfort zone and come and stay in another place. But that is the thought process with which Aurum has been built. It was built ground up, literally taking into point everything that if one of us was to go and stay over there, what would we want? So when you
Okay.
think from that perspective, so now a lot of people who might have dementia, chronic diseases, their kids might be living abroad, they need help in day-to-day things. They don't want to take care of those day-to-day hustle bustles of is the house clean or not, is my food cooked or not. So now everything all in one is in Aurum Senior and
Wow.
Assisted Living. We have luxury suites that people live in, and basically all they have to do is bring in their bags.
Acha.
So there are specialized programs every day for dementia. There are specialized activities that are held every day. There's a lot of community feel.
Okay.
Because a lot of times people are left alone. What did COVID teach us? COVID taught us that when you're alone, that's when memory issues come up. That's when depression, loneliness creeps in.
Yes.
And as we grow older, when people ask what is the most important thing growing old, it's actually community.
Yeah.
It's actually friendship, it's actually socialization. That is what is most important in this entire thing, and that is what we've tried to bring in Aurum. It's a very personalized touch that we try to give over there. We have 24/7 ICU nurse over there. We have doctor visits every day. We have a happiness manager that takes care of activities every day.
How beautiful.
The food is planned by a geriatric nutritionist.
Okay.
So everything is done in a skillful manner.
So any particular criteria for people to enroll there, or anybody, open to all?
So I think it's something normally a lot of people above 60 and above like to come in, whose kids are abroad. But I
Okay.
think anybody who wants to live in a safe haven of sorts,
Okay.
where they don't have to worry about security, nothing at all,
Okay.
health, security, everything, food, everything is taken care of, come and lead a happy life.
Wow.
That's our goal.
That's so beautiful,
Yeah.
and such a beautiful and
Yeah.
much needed
Oh, yeah.
effort.
Absolutely.
Because we know that how many such people are struggling with or
Absolutely.
without kids. Staying
Absolutely.
abroad or India
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Right.
When you're alone, you're alone.
And it's only going to get worse.
It will. It will.
I think with our generation.
Absolutely. So that brings
Yeah.
me to our next question.
Right.
That our generation,
Yes.
we've just spoken about that COVID did bring a lot of changes, but then I
Right.
think slowly we are just coming back to that pre-COVID era.
Absolutely.
There we are back to our stress levels, tensions, our lifestyles, our such horrible habits.
Right.
So I'm sure you must be, as a doctor, dealing with it every day.
Every day.
So what message you have for today's generation? I'm not even talking about the youth.
Right.
All of us, we are struggling every day.
I think one of the two most underappreciated things right now, in fact, I would say three
Okay.
right now. First is sleep.
Okay.
People are just not sleeping the way they used to. The tendency is to just, be in that hustle bustle and
yeah.
sleep for those 4-5 hours. I rather be on my Instagram, I rather be on my social media. I'll see 200 reels, but I will not sleep.
True.
So that attitude is taking away. We need to understand our body heals when we are sleeping.
Totally.
Our body is rejuvenating, recovering. Our brain is becoming cognitively more smart when we are sleeping. So I think sleep And our younger generation is even worse. Completely, they sleep at 3, they wake up at 11. I mean, it's completely off, and even that is not a restful sleep. Always picking up, checking your phone. So, phone, as much as a blessing, I think is a curse because of that reason.
Yeah.
So, I think sleep is very important. Number 2, eating good food. The diets nowadays, you know, I mean, every day you read microplastics in every single thing that you're seeing. You're like, okay, let me not eat in a plastic vessel, let me eat in steel. Then you're reading, oh, even glass vessels have microplastics. You're just surrounded.
So confusing.
So, and then on top of that, junk food is becoming a big thing. It's okay to eat outside, but make healthy choices.
Okay.
At least make sure that rest of the time in that week, especially for us people in our 30s, 40s, I think it's even more important. At least make 5 meals, 5 meals which are healthy a week.
Okay.
So that if nothing else, at least you're eating well.
Eating
Not
well.
every day you can be eating out. Not every day you can be having your samosas, overfilling yourself with teas and coffees all the time.
There needs to be a balance. Yeah.
And the third thing which nobody likes to hear, but that's the only way to survive, is exercise.
Yeah.
The number of people exercising are still far and few in between. How many patients I talk to every day? They say, oh, I go for a walk. And when I say, oh, what do you mean by walk? We हम टहलते हैं. I mean, टहलना is basically you're walking slowly around the park. I said, that is not exercise. Effective exercise. You have, then the excuse comes, oh, we don't have time. I said, you tell me, you don't have half an hour for yourself in the whole day. Yes, you do. You just don't take it out.
Priorities.
You spend that time on, again, your phone.
On the phone.
Or on watching television because you're tired. But take out time. Even if you're doing yoga, even if you're doing meditation, do some cardio in your life. Do strength training. One of the most underrated things. As we get older, muscle will shrink. There is no escape from that. So you have to do strength training. Every 40-year-old that comes to me to see me, the only thing I stress upon, whether they have headaches, whether they have any issues, whether whatever is going on in their lives, I'm like, you have to do strength training. Do it for 10 minutes a day. I don't care. But do it. That little also you do is going to make you stronger for a better tomorrow. And we see it all the time.
Totally.
So I think these 3 things our generation is really... and I think, of course, the last is please seek help if you have mental health issues.
Yes.
Anxiety has become rampant. The number of younger people coming in with anxiety, symptoms of, I'm feeling uneasy, I feel palpitations, I feel sometimes restless, I just don't know why. But I'm not able to define it. And then they say, I don't have a reason to be anxious. I don't have a reason to be depressed. So
but
why
you
am I
are
feeling this way? So I think that's where our body is sending us signals. Take 2 steps back, start managing your stress better, be easy on yourself.
True.
You have your entire life ahead of you and start recognizing. If you have anxiety, take help. Whether it's going to a therapist, whether it's talking to your best friend, whether it's talking to your family member, or just even writing your diary.
Absolutely.
As your show says, Dear Diary.
Yeah.
But it helps, journaling, all these things help get the anxiety levels under control.
Totally.
And that eventually helps you in your health, mental abilities and everything else. Overall well-being.
So important. I hope our listeners really take a note of it because it's so important to sometimes just pause.
Yeah, no,
in this rat race of life that each one of us running, some days you just realize that, if you would have taken that pause, things would have been much better before it's too late.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that brings me to our last question, Sonia. You've been recently awarded with a very big recognition. You are Times 40 Under 40 and multiple other awards and rewards. So first, tell us about this recent award that you've got. And I know for a doctor, more than these awards, there is something else that really ultimately matters. Share with me that first moment where you actually felt rewarded as a doctor, means maybe a surgery that you did or somebody's life you saved or a testimonial you got that really made you think that, yes, this is where I belong to.
No.
So 2 parts of the question. First, tell me about your recent award.
So recently I won the ET Healthcare Award.
Lovely.
For Best Neurologist of the Year at the national level, which was, and ET being a very strong platform and with more than over 400 nominations, I think it really felt great to win.
How lovely.
It was very humbling and felt great. But as you said, there's always a bigger award. Bigger award is patience. We live for them. That's all we are here for. And Even in our hospital, that's all we talk about. My dad has always taught us one thing, and that is what we teach every single person who comes to work at Metro is adopt your patient. The moment you adopt your patient, the moment you understand that they're human beings on the other side,
Yes.
and they're here in pain, and if it was your family member, how would you manage them or how would you treat them? Your entire way of talking to a patient or handling them completely changes.
Yes, yes.
See, nobody comes to a hospital out of joy, except
Not-
maybe when they're coming to deliver a baby.
Yeah.
Could be the only,
Yes.
I think, exception. Otherwise, everybody comes in pain.
Pain.
So it's very important to be empathetic and to care for them. And I think that's my biggest reward that I get is when patients feel better, to be honest. As cliche as it may sound, but when you impact a person's life is what actually makes you happy.
Totally.
And even when patients say, you know, they've been to 10 different doctors and they say, आप पहले डॉक्टर हैं जिसने मेरी बात सुनी.
Sunni.
The power of hearing.
Yes.
It's so big, and I think that's what we are forgetting now in our field,
Totally.
where doctors sometimes don't listen. They just want to quickly write the medication
Yes,
and tell the patient to
yes.
go. Understand the pain. I think if you'll understand the pain, you'll probably cure 50% of it just by talking
Just
to them.
by talking.
And then rest is medicine. And that's a fact of life. It is actually 50%, 70% doctors, especially when it comes to medicine, and 30% actually satisfying your patient.
Absolutely.
If not more. I think maybe a majority would be actually making your patient happy. but-
Totally.
So I think
Such
for
a
me,
beautiful.
yeah.
I just hope that, you know, people get to interact with more doctors like this, because as you said, it is so important to be ultimately heard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because, you know, it can make all the difference.
Absolutely.
And I think I would like to end on that note only, that medicines cure diseases, but good doctors cure people.
Absolutely.
So
Beautifully
I have
said, Divya. Yeah.
one like that with me, and I'm blessed to have a doctor friend, because, you know,
Thank you.
it really makes a lot of difference. So more power to you.
Thank you.
All the best for many more awards and rewards.
Thank you so
and may
much.
you keep helping and curing people.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
much for having me.
Thank you.
You're wonderful.